All right, and put that in the book too, I guess.
There's some awesome shit. Awesome shit that you never learn about in Sunday school because it's so dumb. So dumb. You know, my wife thinks I'm so much of a stoner. The other day she brought me a peanut butter and jelly sandwich in the shower, while I was in the shower. And I looked at her, I'm like, what are you doing? How big of a stoner do you think I am? What are you doing? And she's like, you asked for this 5 minutes ago. Oh shit, I did. Fucking sandwich!
Hey, right! Welcome to Two Gaming Dudes. Have you ever had a sandwich in the shower? You got to put that in the comments below if you've ever done that.
Well, Breakfast of Champions is a rolling rock in the shower. But
nice.
Click subscribe. We're doing Judges 19, one of my favorite biblical passages, only because I think it might be the first horror story.
Oh, wow.
Do you know anything about Judges 19?
I know nothing about this.
Nobody does. It's outstanding. So there's a rich man in Jerusalem.
Okay.
And he goes out and buys himself a concubine. You know what a concubine is?
I do know what a concubine is, so we're good there.
In those era, it wasn't necessarily a hooker. You could buy a hooker.
Sure.
But a concubine was like a tier below your wife.
Oh, so it's like a step up from Vegas hooker, but
I guess.
Still step down from regular street whore.
She's not a real wife, so she doesn't get to inherit property or have the rights of a wife.
Okay.
But she's not a slave or a piece of trash. You still have to treat her properly because she's a concubine. She has second-tier status,
So
not
again,
not slave status.
All right, so again, like a Vegas hooker.
I guess.
Like a good one.
I don't know. And at some point they have a fight or something, and she's like, "This is bullshit," and she sneaks off in the middle of the night and goes back to her dad's place.
Okay.
The dad that sold her into sex slavery.
Okay.
And the wealthy man packs up his donkeys, 2 donkeys, and one of his slaves, and goes. He's going to go retrieve his concubine. He paid good money for this broad.
Right. You got to do that. You got to better take 2 donkeys and.
He gets to the guy's house, and the guy's like, "Oh, this is just a big misunderstanding. Just spend the night here, and we'll work this all out." And he stays, and he's ready to leave, and he convinces him to stay like 3 or 4 days.
All right.
And eventually, the wealthy man is like, I really have to get going. Now I have to get back to my businesses. And just then, all the men in the city descend upon this guy's house. You know enough Bible stuff that when all the men in the city descend on one man's house because a stranger is visiting, what does that usually mean, Charles?
So all the guys want to bang the guy? They all want to bang the dude?
Send that rich boy on out here so we can fuck him. And there's, oh no, he's a house guest. It would be embarrassing. I can't allow that to happen. How about my daughter? I'll send my daughter out, and you guys can fuck her instead.
I feel like this is a repeat of a story I've already heard, but...
It's kind of close, yeah.
All right.
And the rich man says, whoa, guys, relax. I got it covered. Relax, put your daughter away. Hey, concubine, hey, bitch, come here. Get your bitch ass out there and take care of these motherfuckers.
Shit, Negro, that's all you had to say.
Done. All right, fuck it, I'm going to bed. See you guys. And he goes to bed.
Okay.
So the angry mob takes the concubine and they just abuse her and do all sorts of horrible things to her all night until the sun comes up. And when the sun starts to rise, the mob, all the men in the city are like, fuck.
I guess we're done.
I got to be at the Chrysler plant in 2 hours. Let's get out of here.
Well, I was spent 4 hours ago anyway, so it doesn't matter.
And so the woman, she starts crawling back to the house. And as she reaches the doorstep, she collapses right at the doorstep. And she just lies there for the rest of the morning. Okay. The rich man wakes up. Let's see what kind of a day we got here. He opens up the door. Oh, it's a beautiful Oh, hey, bitch. Hey, wake up, bitch. Yo, bitch, wake up. And she kind of goes, and she croaks.
And she dies?
She dies, okay.
Okay.
So the man's like, motherfuckers. Hey, slave, get the donkeys and load this bitch up onto the donkeys. We're out of here. And they start going back home to Jerusalem.
With the dead body?
With her, yeah.
Okay.
And at this point, I'm going to read directly from Scripture. Judges 19.
I don't know if that's going to be quite as good as, maybe.
Verse 29. No, I have to because I don't want to be accused of anything.
All right, so like you're not making this up.
This is the New King James Bible.
Okay.
When we get to verse 29, he rides back home.
Okay.
And they get
He's
there.
riding back home. It's him,
his slave,
2
donkeys, and the dead concubine.
and a dead body. Got it.
When he entered his house, he took a knife, laid hold of his concubine, and cut her into 12 pieces limb by limb, and sent her pieces throughout all the territory of Israel. What? And so it was said to all who saw this, no such deed has ever been done or seen from the day the children of Israel came up from the land of Egypt until this day. Consider it, confer, and speak up. Judges 19.
What? Wait.
They killed his concubine,
Right?
so he cut her into pieces and sent a piece to each tribe of Israel.
Wow. As sort of a look at what you did.
Well, I mean,
Or-
in later chapters, they all say, okay, we'll send troops and they go destroy that city.
Oh.
They genocide everybody in the city. But nobody asks, how come you sent her out there to get killed by these guys? I guess. I'm not sure. This is the shittiest AI
Isn't it though?
I've maybe ever
This,
seen.
by the way, anybody who's like, oh, can we like make animation with AI? You
Yeah.
certainly can. It looks like this. It's the most horrifying thing I've ever seen.
Yes, but it could be very funny.
It could be.
be
I
very
mean,
funny.
I mean, it's so far. This is better than Wish. I don't know if you've seen that, but that sucked. This
What do
is
they
better
use?
So far. I don't know what they use. It's probably the free version of whatever it is they're using.
Clearly.
But, you know,
So Judges 19, there isn't anything in there to prove or disprove the validity of anything in that Bronze Age book.
okay.
It does, however, go a long way to demonstrating that who wrote this thing was illiterate, uneducated morons who knew virtually nothing about
Of anything. Really.
how the world around them worked, knew nothing of morality, barefoot peasants who didn't know shit. They may as well be jumping around the fire waving sticks. That's how much they knew.
I also feel like it was one of the first activist pieces, you know? So you didn't get a good writer, you got an activist to write for you instead, like Marvel does. And you're like,
Maybe.
so all the guys just gangbang this one girl? Yeah, because fuck women.
Because the patriarchy. Yeah, you're right.
Okay, and then he chops her up into bits? Yeah. Yeah, he does. And she looks just like my wife. Oh, God. All right, and put that in the book too, I guess.
There's some awesome shit. Awesome shit that you never learn about in Sunday school because it's so dumb. So dumb.
Well, I just saw when we were doing like just a quick dig for this god awful cartoon, we saw some names and things that I'm like, I've never heard of these stories.
Yeah, what was the one that we saw? We came across one that we'll do. Job. We'll do the story of Job.
The story of Job.
Yeah, that's a great one.
That one looked like it had a dragon in it or something.
Well, it's Job is a really spiritual, devout man, and God and the devil have a bet. They're like, I'll bet you I can make that guy say, fuck you, God. And God's like, no, he loves me and he's always going to love me. I'll show you. Look, I'll give him cancer.
Oh,
Gives him cancer. You still love me? Yeah, God, I still love you. I'm dying of cancer, but I love you. See? I'm stronger, devil. Fuck you. That's the story of Job. We'll go into that one in detail because it is tremendous.
fantastic. Also, I think this guy just killed Donkey. like from Shrek.
Oh, no, why'd you do that? Hey, motherfucker.
I mean, seriously, AI can't create. It can just borrow. So if you told it, I want an animated donkey, it's like, well, all I got is this thing from Shrek. Like,
This is what
that'll
showed up
work.
on the first search results when I Googled it.
Perfect. Put it in there and now chop its head off. Like, you are going to horrify children. I mean, this is horrifying enough. This is something.
If you got a Bible story you'd like us to interpret for you.
It doesn't even have to be Christian. It can be from
Oh.
any religion. If you've got a story from any religion you want to share.
You're right. What are we doing,
I mean,
man?
I would love, because there's so many.
I know.
There's so many.
Well, I was thinking
But-
about this. Religious types love to point out to something that we know about in reality.
Right.
And it's because it's referenced in the Bible, that shows the Bible must be true.
Okay.
Like a lot of people will use Jerusalem. Well, look, Jerusalem is a real city. We know it still exists.
Yeah,
it's
it's
built
right
on
there,
the ruins. It's
so-
built on the ruins of the ancient city, and the Bible talks about Jerusalem, so the Bible is true. And it's just such a flawed, stupid way to try and prove your point. That's like I remember the Ojibwe myth of Nanabojo, who was a demigod.
Okay.
And one day Nanabojo he sees some Canada geese on the pond, and he wants Canada goose for dinner. But he knows if he just runs up and tries to grab one, they'll fly away. He'll never catch it. So he sneaks in from the other side of the pond and swims under the water. And underneath where they can't see him, he takes like a string or rope or something, and he ties to one of the geese's feet, and then he goes to the next one and ties. So by the end, he's tied all the geese's legs together.
Okay.
So they can't fly away. And then he spooks them and tries to catch them, and the geese realize if we all just scatter, we're tied together, we can't fly properly. But if we fly in the same direction in a V pattern, all our strength is directed, and then we have enough lift that we can pull out of the water, and Nunnabush can't hold on to us. And they fly off in a V, and he has to eventually let go. And that's why Canada geese, a flock of geese, fly in a V formation.
Wow.
Does that prove that Nunnabush was truly a demigod?
Well, I have mixed feelings about that now.
I mean, if Jerusalem is proof of the Bible...
I love the idea, though, of somebody looking up and seeing geese flying in a V formation, and some little kid going, Dad, why do they do that? And him going, oh, shit, because I can't look like an idiot in front of my kid. So he makes up this story, and then some other grown adult behind him goes, is that true? Yeah, sure is. And then next thing you know...
Wait a minute, because I don't want this... The Ojibwe myth, Ojibwe creation mythology, has just as much validity as any other fucking religious creation myth.
Yeah.
There's just as much proof that the earth started when the giant crow was flying, and it started snowing. And the crow started tilting back and forth, and a snowball started rolling on its wings. And eventually the snowball got so big it became the earth. And that's where the earth came from. There's just as much proof that that's real as there is that Lord Brahma had a tree grow out from his belly button, or that an invisible magic man just said, let there be light. There's just as much evidence for all of them.
I like the giant crow one.
That is a cool story.
That's a cool story.
And in fact, if you look at the Earth, the North Pole and the South, it's still frozen and covered in snow. So some of the snow hasn't melted yet from when the crow... And that's proof that the Ojibwe creation myth is true.
Brilliant. I love that.
Yeah, so there you have it.
Now go ahead and toss your comments down below and tell us why we're wrong. I can't wait to hear those. There's so many.
Yeah.
But honestly, I mean, if you can prove it...
You should come on the show. You should
Well,
Skype in and prove it to us.
Yeah, we would love to have you on the show and we'll talk about this. But I got nothing else, so
Neither do
I look forward to your comments.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
yeah. We'll see you in another video.
Another video. Bye.
Bye.